Now let's graph equations and complete tables using our graphing calculator. So example 1, graph y equals negative 2x cubed minus 5 using the window below, and then complete the table. So we'll start by hitting y equals, and then we will put this into our graphing calculator. So y equals, clear out anything if you haven't already, but if you cleared your RAM, it should be cleared. Now I'm going to type this in. So a couple things here. When you have -2, there's a difference between the minus key and the negative. If it starts with a negative, we're hitting -2 and then x cubed. Here's my button for my x. This is xt theta n. So x, and then we'll use our caret key right here to make that go up for our exponent. Notice if I keep typing a -5, it's all in that exponent position. So I need to arrow over to make it get out of that exponent position, and then now -5. And I am using minus and not negative. So this is what it should look like in my calculator. Now I don't want to hit graph yet because now I need to change my window right here. So to put this in, we are going to hit window. So I will go to window right here and make it match. So I want -5 to 5 with a scale of 1. And I'm just typing these in and hitting enter, and it's going on to the next one for me. The -20 for right here, enter, 20, enter, scale of 5, enter. Okay. Once I have matched this right here, we are going to then hit graph. So once I've got that window, now go right here, and here is my graph. Okay, so once I have this graph in here, now I can fill out my table. You can do this one of two ways. You can either hit second, then table, or you can do trace, and then the number, and then enter to complete this. So either second table or trace the number and then enter. So let me show you both of these. I personally like trace more times than not, but because I'm wanting to fill out a table of a lot of values, this table would probably be the best. So if we start with table here, notice that table is right here in blue. So I'm going to hit my blue button first, second, then graph, and I have a list of values. So I'm starting at -3 is 49. So then -2 is 11. -1 is -3. Then we get -5. Here's a check. Yep, that is at -7. So we can keep going. -21 and -59. So again, because there are so many to fill out, that table is probably the easiest one. When you just need to do one or two of them, I think this trace and number enters the best one. So I'm going to go back to graph so I can see my graph. And if I hit trace right here and I type in, let's just go with the first one, -2. So negative again, -2, hit enter, I get a Y value of 11. Now I've already hit that trace. I don't need to hit it again. Now I'm just going to type in -1, enter. We get -3, 0, enter. We get -5. I don't need to do 1, so if I do 2, enter, -21, and then 3, enter, -59. So you can use either of those to get the same information. Okay, example 2, complete the table of values for the function f of x, then plot the points and graph the function. So I'm going to do this one in a different color just so it doesn't get all jumbled here together. We will start by typing this into our y equals. So y equals, clear that out. For x plus 1, one more time, that x is right here at x t theta n. Now, this one doesn't tell me what the window is like this first one did. But what I do have this time is a graph. If you notice, my x min is -10 to 10 and a scale of 1. My y min and max is -10 to 10 with a scale of 1. That's our standard viewing window. Okay, so a lot of time in my math lab, really look at the graphs that you were given. You want your graph to match their graph. So because their graph has a standard viewing window, you're going to graph using the standard viewing window too. From the previous page, as a reminder, that is Zoom 6. So I'm not going to hit graph quite yet. I'm going to go to Zoom 6 for that standard. And now I have that graph that's matching this graph here. Okay, so let's find our table of values. You can use it by either second table or trace in the number. So if I do trace number, I go trace, I'm going to punch in -2, hit enter, and we get -7. I don't need to hit trace again. It's already there. So I'm going to push in -1, enter, -3, 0, enter for 1, 1, enter, 5, and 2, enter, 9. Okay. The other option is to go to this table right here. So I'm going to go second graph. And here are all of my values. -2, we got -7, -3, 1, 5, 9. So now that we have our table here, let's plot these points. So if we haven't plotted points in a long time, it is always x, comma, y. So I need to move along my x first and then along my y. The way I taught this when I was teaching high school is OU. We want to go over side to side before we go up or down. So sorry if you're an OSU fan or a Texas fan or whatever fans you are, but OU, go over side to side, then go up and down. So -2, 7 is down here. -1, -3, 0 left or right, 1 up, 1, 5, and then 2, 9. And you don't have to use a ruler, but I like straight lines. So here is my graph. Notice I am going to put arrows on both ends because this graph is going to go infinitely in both directions.